Hello, everyone, and welcome. This video is to demonstrate how in a statistics class we have some wacky formulas and how to put them in the calculator and manipulate them. So we're going to start with the formula z equals p hat is how that's pronounced, minus p over the square root of p times q. Q is what we call the complement of p, meaning 1 minus, divided by n. And we have that p hat is 0.73, p is 0.75, q is 0.25, and n is 23. So let's see how we're going to load this in. So we're going to go, and I'm going to put my calculator over here for us. So we're going to have that z is going to be p hat, which in this case is 0.73, minus p, which is 0.75. Now, right away, I can see that my z is going to be negative because 0.73 is less than 0.75. Divided by the square root of 0.75 times the complement, which is 0.25, divided by n, which is 23. And here's how we put this into the calculator. Now, it's really important that we use parentheses. I can't emphasize that enough. So we're going to start with parentheses, 0.73 minus 0.75, and then I'm going to close the parentheses. So the numerator has its own set of parentheses, divided by the denominator, which is also going to have its own set of parentheses. Now we have the square root of 0.75 times its complement, 0.25, divided by the 23. And that gives us, as predicted, our negative. And you'll notice it says that they want us to round this to 4 decimal places. It's very important that you read the problem carefully and round it off the way that they do it, especially a quiz or something where the answer may be extremely specific. So my answer here is negative 0.2215 is what I'm getting. That is my final answer. Moving on. Next, we have a t, and we are given x bar is 207.5, pardon me. That's a weird looking symbol is a Greek letter mu. That stands for the population average or mean, which is going to be 200 in this case. S, the standard deviation, is 7.4, and n is 29. So let's write this out. So we're going to go t is equal to x bar, which is 207.5, minus mu, which is the 200. I'm going to notice that t is going to be positive in this case because 207.5 is larger than 200, divided by s, which is 7.4, divided by the square root of 29. So putting that in the calculator, I'm going to go parenthesis. Again, make sure you use the parenthesis. And by the way, your calculator may look different than mine. The interface may be totally different, but the process should still be exactly the same. Close your parenthesis, divided by parenthesis. 7.4 divided by the square root of 29. And that's giving me, and again, it says to round it to 4 decimal places. So t is approximately equal to 5.4579. And that is my final answer. Let's move on to the next part. We have a chi-squared. That's a Greek letter chi, chi is how that's spelled. And chi is equal to n minus 1 times the sample standard deviation squared over the population standard deviation squared, which is represented by the Greek letter sigma, is that weird looking symbol that you see there. Now notice this one says to round to 3 decimal places. So let's do that. Chi squared is going to be 74 minus 1. Now, in the calculator, I'm not going to put 74 minus 1. I'm just going to put 73. I think it's a little confusing. times 9.43 squared divided by 8.71 squared. And in the calculator, in the numerator, I'm going to have 73 times 9.43 squared, close, divided by 8.71 squared. That gives me a large chi-squared, 85. And again, to 3 decimal places, that's going to be 568. Here's my final answer. And for our last one, we have an expression, the square root of n minus 1 times s squared divided by, now that's chi-squared to the right. And you'll learn what all this means in class. But for now, it says to round it off to 3 decimal places. So let's do that. Take the square root, n minus 1, which n is 85, so I'm just going to put 84, times s squared, which is 13.9 squared, divided by chi-squared to the right is 63.7. Let's throw that in our calculator here, square root. Now again, your interface may look very different from mine, but the process should still be the same. I'm getting, it's about 15, and it says 3 decimal places, 962. That is going to be my final answer. So make sure you practice this with your calculator as much as you can. This is a learned skill, and I want to thank you all for watching this video.